Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game and Takes. I'm your host, Eli. Make sure that you follow us on all our social media platforms up above: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch. And if you want to support the channel, the Cash App is up below. For those of you who don't know, Emoni Bates was the 49th pick in the second round of the draft, right? Emoni Bates was a player who, from young, was a phenom, right? Uh, Around the time I was growing up, Emoni Bates was one of those players like in the same breath as Julian Newman, Michael Porter Jr., phenoms like that who a lot of people followed their career early and closely when before, they made it to the NBA. Well, Julian Newman didn't make it, but it was a lot of guys in and around that, bracket that were phenoms from young, is what I would say. And he was a part of that. He's a little bit after those guys, but uh, more the same, right? I mean, this was a guy who dominated in high school. I mean, he absolutely dominated, bro. There's nothing that he didn't do in high school, literally. He was the number one overall recruit coming out of high school. From 8th grade to, I believe, when he left high school, he was the number one player in the nation. Now, when he got to college, it was a little shaky for him. He committed to Memphis. Then after that, he transferred to Michigan State. And, I believe he got into some trouble. He was pulled over for a firearm, something like that. The judge was really lenient with him and gave him a second chance. And, now his second chance, he's with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They gave him an opportunity. Cavs, and a lot of people thought he was going to go sooner than that, but maybe a lot of teams didn't believe in his skill set. I think it's a great chance that he could probably end up being the best player in this draft when it's all said and done. It's a probability. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. He went 49. But I think that's a misrepresentation of who he actually is as a player. He's not the 49th pick. He shouldn't have been the 49th pick. And a lot of those teams are going to be regretting that. A lot of those teams. Let's be quite honest. Because when we get to the 49 range, bruh, there was scrubs picked before him. If you know who Emoni Bates is and you followed this man's career, there was scrubs picked before this guy, man. 49, really, but he's not crying for himself, so I won't for him. He's in an opportune position to be in the NBA in the first place. He's getting an opportunity. Most guys don't get that at all. I understand what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a lottery pick. I get all of that, but I understand why those teams did what they did. In college, and where college is different, it's more organized basketball. It's a real learning experience in college. He didn't thrive in that environment. He didn't. Unfortunately, he wasn't his best self. So I get why they passed up on the opportunity to get a guy like this. But the talent is undeniable. I would not lie to you. He has a lot of things to learn. Don't get me wrong. But I've been following him closely. Like I said, in high school and even before that, from really young, people were calling this man the next KD. Go look it up. His favorite players is Paul George and Kevin Durant, I believe, growing up. I just don't see how it's 48 players better than this man in the draft, bro. I don't see it. Now, I could be wrong. I always got to put that out there. I could be wrong. But listen to me. The guy had a pretty good combine. Look. The Cavaliers don't have a premier guy at the fort. I mean, they got a Coro. I think what is Dylan Windler, whatever his name is. They don't really have any premier small forward on the team. I'm not saying he's going to be thrust into a starting role out the gate, but I think in the very near future, as he progresses, he will be the starring small forward for them. I think this was an excellent pick by the very. I don't want to call anybody dumb for not picking him. But I think it's crazy to let this man fall all the way to 49. I think he very well could have still been not a lottery pick, but a first round pick. I think that is crazy, bro. Really, really, really crazy. Unfortunate situation for him. He didn't thrive in the college environment. In a college setting of basketball, he didn't. He wasn't his best self, and I think that's probably what most of these scouts and teams were looking at. But I had the same sentiment that Gilbert Arenas had on it.
I know a lot of people don't know who the young fella is because he had to go to Memphis and then he had to go to Michigan State. This was the man who was beating Chet for Player of the Year. Gatorade Player of the Year when Chet was a senior, he was a junior, got that award, and then said, I'm just gonna go straight to college. So he didn't play his senior year, he went straight to college. Yeah, Chet was the #1 pick. That's who they got at 49. There's 48 pick. Y'all dumb as
You know, I wanted to make the videos a lot sooner to beat people to the punch of talking about this because I initially thought that it was a steal. And will it be the biggest steal in NBA draft history? That remains to be seen. Because we know Victor Wembanyama is in this draft, and a lot of people are looking at him to be the next big thing in the NBA. Undoubtedly. That's what they're looking at it as. So now it's all up to Emoni Bates to put the work in and to improve his game. And not get lackadaisical, bro. Because you were the 49th pick, you're not in the position that those guys in the lottery are in, where, you know, you're going to get a lot of opportunities. That's just a situation. 1 or 2 mess ups and you can find yourself back in the G League. Or in the G League, I should say.